Good morning, this is a good morning, Gauri madam. We are reached to 200.
Yes.
And it's 10:30 already. So with the permission of VC sir, can we start?
I think we can start, or maybe we can wait a minute only, because I think
because there are still I'm admitting
Yes.
so many students,
Right.
so they are all in the waiting room.
and it is very important for the youth only, basically.
Yes, sir.
Then
Thank you,
I
sir.
think let
So
them join.
let's wait for 5 minutes because it's the number is growing, na? So
Yeah, please. And I think Sagar, you have to take it very smartly, because these numbers are very good, you know.
Right.
we'll begin at 10:40. It's 2 minutes. Siddharth sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just we'll wait for 2 minutes. By
Yes.
the time we'll reach 300, I think, and then we can start, and then people can keep joining. I think.
Sure.
I think now we should start.
Yes,
I think.
yes, yes. It's 300.
Yeah.
We've crossed 300 now, so we'll begin. Somebody has to keep admitting if I'm taking up. Siddharth sir, can you do that? Or Lakhan sir, can you do that?
So Lakhan sir is doing that.
Okay, okay.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning. Very, very good morning to all of you. And I hope all of you are safe, sound with your families, taking care of yourselves and your families. So a very warm welcome to all the Symbiosis Skills and Professional University family members. This is a very nice, you can say, occasion where we are actually going to discuss the innovation and startup policy which we have designed for our university, which is going to be useful for all the students and all the faculties, including our alumni of this university. This is an initiative by MHRD. Earlier it was known as Ministry of HRD, and now it is known as Ministry of Education, to promote innovation and entrepreneurship in the youth of India. So we are part of the Innovation Council of MOE. We have our own institute, Innovation Council of SSPU, and under which we have taken up this innovation and entrepreneurship policy. And Dr. Siddharth Shimpi is the NISP coordinator. He'll be explaining it in today's talk. Now a warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir. And it is his motivation which we are taking ahead. So, sir, I request you to enlighten the audience with your thoughts regarding innovation and entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Dr. Gauri. First of all, a very good morning to all my colleagues and all the students of the Symbiosis Skill and Professional University. I think today it is one of the, memorable day which you will keep in mind once you enter into the professional life. That definitely this is a very good initiative taken up by the management of the Symbiosis Skills and Professional University. Credit goes to Pro Chancellor Madam also, and of course to the members of the council, that is Innovation Council, and especially to the chairperson of the Innovation Council, because I was thinking that this is need of time. This is an requirement of the system as on date. And why it is important, that is very important to know for all of us, because we have been targeting to become Atmanirbhar Bharat. And when we are saying that we have to become Atmanirbhar Bharat, the startup and the innovation policies are going to play a major role in the whole system of the country, in the whole system of the globe. That's the reason that even Government of India has come out with a startup policy, and even the Government of India has come out with a policy for science and technology and innovation. They have renamed the policy name. Initially, it was science policy, then it was science and technology policy, and now then subsequently they have made it, you can say the science, technology, and innovation policy. So most important thing is that why we need a policy at all for science and technology. I think that needs to be known to all of us. And one of the reasons, as I said, is that we want to become Atmanirbhar Bharat, and especially during the pandemic situation of COVID, where we are finding that we have been leaders in handling the situation in comparison to many countries. What is happening is that we always think that numbers, but if you see the percentage wise, I think we are among very few who are able to handle the situation. Out of the population of 132 crore, of course there are tragedies happening, and we are sorry for that, but still we are in a better position. Secondly is that that we are the youngest country in terms of population of the world, where the age group is somewhere, the working age group is between 15 to 50, and we hold say #1 in that. So I think that encourage us to go for a new policy or new thought process in our system, where somebody can start his own industry, can set up his own venture, or can do some innovation, can deliver something to society. Now the major, other than this, the major point which has been attracting or making the government to go for a new policy in science and technology or startup is that government has come up with new movements in last 5, 6, 7 years, which include Startup India, Skill India, Digital India, Swachh Bharat, Stand Up India, Healthy India, like this. So they have been coming out with many movements, and that's the reason that it has been felt that now this is the right time where our youth can play a major role. That is there. Now, besides this, what is most important? Recently, the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has made a local vocal for local, where we are trying to say that we must promote our local products. And when we are saying vocal for local, or let's say made in India, definitely the startup policy which we have adopted, which we have framed within our university, will also encourage the students to do something at their own. Now, besides this, the advantage of this policy is very much targeting the youth. Reason is that this will also lead to creation of employments. So the innovation will lead, the startup will lead to employment. So we'll become a job giver rather than job taker. And we have got the third largest higher education system in the world. So I think that is a plus point which we have got, which will strengthen our thought process and decision making. And if you see in the world ranking of doing business, now we have gone to rank 79 against 142 almost 5 years back. So there is an improvement in that will also help us and promote us in going for startup policy and initiative. And this is very important that the countries which have been leading very small in size, they are the leaders because of the new policies they have adopted in terms of innovation, science and technology. For example, Switzerland is #1, and this is what the country which is leading in innovations and science and technology. Then comes similarly the Singapore. Singapore is a very small country. If you see area-wise, maybe a small state of a south, but if you see that they have done wonders, and they are one of the biggest business centers also. And that's the reason that we have been working on policies in the country. In 1958, we had a scientific policy for resolution, where the paper was prepared and presented that we must do scientific work. Then the new policy came that was called technology policy, that was in 1958. Then subsequently, that is 1983, sorry. Then basically the government thought, let's have a new policy, especially looking to that the nuclear bomb explosion, that why we should be dependent on neighboring countries, why can't we do something in-house? So we came out with a science and technology policy that is called STP 2003. And subsequently, with more modification, with use of technology, with leading in IT sector by the government, by the India, it was felt that let's come out with a new policy, and we came out with a new policy which is called this time science, technology and innovation. So that was a new addition to the policy, that was in 2013. This year again we are coming with a policy which is basically science, technology and innovation policy 2020. And the basic reason for that is that we have seen that in the COVID, it is the country which can deliver something. It is within the in-house technology which can deliver something. So this has been a major reason that we are now encouraging a comprehensive and holistic framework for encouraging innovations. We need to work out with a framework where we can deliver best to the system. You must have seen that before COVID, we all were not ready to accept the online education system. But today, as on date, this has become a mandate for all of us, where we all have to go through the system, where we are using the technology for delivering of education, for delivering of other activities, even the payments also through digital payment, everything. So this is all possible that we have to go for new innovations and planning. Now, what action is required at the end of the nation, or what action is required at the end of the SSPU is very important, that we need to identify actors. And when I am saying actors, for me, the actors are my faculty members and the actors are students. So I think both the actors of the university, they have to play a major role. Then we need to define the type of innovation. What type of innovation we are planning, what type of innovation we should plan out. And then most important is that we have to target that whenever we are going for any innovation, it should basically target to sustainable development goals, which means in sustainable development goals which have been defined by the World Bank or maybe by the jury, they have defined I think 10-20 points in that. That first is livelihood, second is education, third is health, like that. So we have to target and come out with a solution to meet these challenges, and that's the way we will be able to do for this thing. Now, if we go to startup policy, what is the advantage of that startup policy? That it is going to basically forecast innovation, and it will not only forecast the innovation, it will startups in the country that will drive sustainable economic progress and also generate large employment. As I said in the beginning also, that we are targeting to enhance the employment opportunities and also to ensure that we become leaders in economic growth. What we have to do for that? We have to target, once you come out from the college, once you come out from the university, you can start your own business. And that's the reason government has come out with a policy that we need to simplify and handholding, so that the entrepreneur or the youth who has to plan or who has planned to go for a startup, to run here and there for different rules. Otherwise, that becomes a big. That's the reason we are saying inspectors Raj jo hai, hame khatam karna padega. Similarly, these startups who are likely to be there, those entrepreneurs, maybe from any stream of the BBA or engineering or any other school of architecture, we need funding for that, because any startup. And for that, the government of India has come out that we will even fund up to 80% of the project cost. So that is there. And then there are incentives also. You will not be charged GST, something like that. There will not be any custom duty. So I mean, and third most important thing, which even the government of India has thought, and which is there in the government of India startup policy, and even in the policy of the states also, and that is basically that we have to bring academia and industry close to each other, because what is being taught to you in other universities, that is only the theoretical part. But once you come to the industry, close to industry, you start learning what is to be done really, what are the challenges of the industry. And once you are able to understand the challenge of the industry or of any product, you can definitely come out with a solution to get the best out of that. And then government has come out with a new concept of incubation, where they are targeting that, yes, definitely we have to promote youth, we have to give them funding, we have to give them incubation centers. And then there is a fund of 10,000 crore has been created by government of India to support to youth, especially those who are keen to set up their own industry, or those who are keen to go for a startup. And that's the reason IPR, intellectual property right, which plays a major role, has been given 80% reduction in the fees, which means now you do not to pay any fees, maybe hardly 20% for the IPR registration. And the bankruptcy code, which generally used to expire very fast, they have to exist now for 90 days. So that is one of the things which has been given. There will not be any inspection by any inspector for next 3 years. So you need not to bother for inspector, because half of the time when we used to do business in 1980s or 70s, or maybe now, we have to face this inspector Raj, where the inspector will come from the industry, from the labor, from the CPF, from the EPF, and other bodies, statutory bodies. So that is no more applicable for at least 3 years by the time you become self-sustainable. And then there is no capital gain again, because once you start making business and suppose your business grows like anything, जैसे अभी आपने देखा हो कोविड के समय मास्क making business, which is a new startup, has come up like anything. मैं कल देख रहा था कि मास्क की कीमत 10 रुपए से लेके 10-10 हजार रुपए तक की हो गई है. So it means there is a potential, there is a clientele. एक आदमी 10,000 का मास्क पहनता है because of social status. If you see Amitabh Bachchan wearing a mask, maybe around 5,000 rupees. It is same, but the technology used is different. There is a guarantee for something. Similarly, no, the red tapeism has been taken out in the new startup and innovation policy. And then there is a self-certification. This is the beauty of the present government, that they have said that for 3 years, 5 years, we'll go by self-certification. Self-certification means the way banks give you loan on self-certifying your documents. And same thing we are going with for our new first year students also. In case they are not able to go for sending the originals, they can give the self-certified certificates for time being, because once you certify, you become answerable. And then under the we are targeting that the government of India is targeting that each and every university, each and every education system unit, that is a school, college, they have to basically come out with their own innovation policy and with on entrepreneurship policy, on startup policy, so that you can promote the student. And this is the reason that under the innovation policy, although it has been approved very recently, but the university management took a decision, and we have already funded 2 projects under innovation, although the amount is very less. But the basic purpose is to morally boost the student so that they come out with new ideas, and they can say that we are part and parcel of the movement of government of India, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat. And I think with these words, I will just convey my sincere thanks again to Dr. Gauri and her team, Dr. Shimpi and everyone who has contributed in organizing this workshop, because this workshop may be of little bit interest as on date, but those who are keen, because I have seen last time when we had a first convocation, there were many students who have gone there for their own business. And when you are going for own business, see, if you go to a consultant, he will charge you money, maybe 10,000, 15,000, just to give you some tips of how to do a business, how to set up a startup. But if you are keen to take up some innovation, if you are keen to do some activities, और आज की तारीख में इस देश में जहाँ पे हमारी युवा पॉपुलेशन सबसे ज्यादा है वर्ल्ड की, वी हैव बीटन चाइना. आज की एवरेज पॉपुलेशन एज जो है जापान की, दैट इज समवेयर 40. और इसी कारण जापान, जर्मनी, जितनी भी ये फॉरेन कंट्रीज है, they are very keen that we must have Indians in our place. And for that, what we have to do, we have to have an open mind. We have to be very clear to do something. We come out with the idea that what we can deliver. और इनोवेशन कोई बड़ी चीज नहीं है. मैं आपको ये चीज बताता हूँ, जिसको हम जुगाड़ कहते हैं, और इंडियंस आर वेल नोन फॉर जुगाड़. चाहे वो नकल करनी हो स्कूल में, चाहे कॉलेज में नकल करनी हो, चाहे किसी को पिटाई करनी हो, वी आर वेरी गुड इन जुगाड़. इसी जुगाड़ को जब हम एक साइंटिफिक वे में कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं इन ए प्रोसेस, दैट बिकम ए इनोवेशन. दिस इज व्हाट बेसिकली आज आपने देखा जो लोगों ने मास्क बनाए हैं, उन्होंने कितने तरह की वेराइटीज बनाई है. आप देखिए उसको किस तरह का काम चल रहा है, और ऐसे ऐसे लोग बना रहे हैं. मेरे को भी कोई एक मीटिंग में मैं था गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की, वहां मुझे पता लगा कि एक सूरत के अंदर एक टेक्सटाइल एक्सपोर्टर था. ही वाज डूइंग एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ टेक्सटाइल वर्थ ₹1000 crore. पर जब ये कोविड 2019 मार्च में आया, लॉकडाउन हुआ, तो लेबर वाज नॉट एबल टू कम टू द डेवलपमेंट एरिया, एंड फाइनली दे हैव टू क्लोज दैट. But then suddenly he got an idea कि why not to start doing this thing. He is doing a business more than 1,000 crore rupees again, but by importing and by making domestic, mask only. And he took an idea कि यार ऐसा करते हैं. वो मास्क का आप देखोगे तो क्या ऐसी चीज है, कुछ भी नहीं है. But somebody who has come with the idea, he is now rich person. So what I mean by that is कि एक तो ये मन में मत दिमाग लगाइए कि जो बहुत academically sound होता है, he can only do this, he can go for the startup one, and secondly he can do the innovation. Innovation की कोई परिभाषा नहीं है. इस तरह से आपके दिमाग में जो आइडिया आता है, आप उसको कैसे इंप्लीमेंट करते हो, that is very important. This is what I just wanted to convey through this webinar, that we all of us have to think in this direction, and even the faculty has to start working on that, because the government of India has also come out with the NEP 2020, where now it says that for anybody to become an associate professor, or maybe the faculty in the higher education system, they have to register for PhD. हम सबको मिलके यदि हमें अपने देश को आगे बढ़ाना है, हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी को आगे बढ़ाना है, तो हमें जो यूनिवर्सिटी की जो हमारी पॉलिसी बनी है, जो डॉक्टर शिम्पी या डॉक्टर गौरी या और भी जो फैकल्टी मेंबर्स आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करेंगे, आप उसका कितना बेनिफिट ले सकते हैं। और इस बात में हमें अपने मैनेजमेंट को भी थैंक्स देना पड़ेगा कि उन्होंने एक पर्टिकुलर फंड ईयर मार्क किया है फॉर इनोवेशन पर्पज। और इनोवेशन का मैंने अपनी फैकल्टी को भी एक बात बताई थी, मैं आप लोगों से भी शेयर करना चाहूंगा। आई विल टेक 1 मिनट मोर ऑन दैट, कि आपको पेपर राइटिंग की आदत होनी चाहिए। वो पेपर राइटिंग कोई बहुत बड़ी चीज नहीं होती है। आपने जो प्रोजेक्ट किया है उसके क्या टेक्निकल पैरामीटर्स थे, क्या चैलेंज आए थे, कैसे हम पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट में उसको शेयर कर सकते हैं। एंड वंस यू आर इन ए पोजिशन टू राइट सम पेपर, you can lead to innovation component, you can lead to the direction of innovation, because जो पेपर आपने बनाया, जो प्रॉब्लम आपने इंडस्ट्री में देखी, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आप किसी पोर्ट पे गए थे, आपने देखा कि लॉरी से सामान कैसे लोड होता है, अनलोड होता है, क्या हम टेक्नोलॉजी लगाएं कि विदाउट एनी मैनुअल इंटरवेंशन ये हो जाए, तो दैट इज इनोवेशन, यू आर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग समथिंग टू इंडस्ट्री। एंड दिस इज द रीजन आज की तारीख में वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम ने यही कहा है कि यदि हमें अपने यूथ को जॉब देना है, यूथ को की स्किल सेट बढ़ाने हैं, तो हमें उनको बेसिकली इस तरह के चैलेंजेस देने पड़ेंगे जहाँ पे कि वो कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग और इस तरह की प्रॉब्लम्स को टेकअप करें, उसको रिजॉल्व करें। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ पुनः मैं आप सबका आभारी हूँ। थैंक्स टू ऑल ऑफ यू एंड थैंक्स टू स्पेशली द स्टूडेंट्स who are here, and I am sure they are the leaders who will lead us further, and they need to come out with new ideas to do some innovation. They should come out to start their own startup. हमें स्टार्टअप करने में कोई बड़ी चीज नहीं है, यदि आप लोग सोचेंगे, ग्रुप बना के काम करेंगे, हो सकता है वो स्टार्टअप ऐसा हो जाए कि वो आप 3-4 जनों के ग्रुप से वो स्टार्टअप चालू हो and you become a job giver to others also. With these words, thank you very much. Thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your encouraging words and for attending this and motivating all the students and faculties to take up innovation and entrepreneurship. Being a skills university, that's our motto, to inculcate the entrepreneurship skills in the students. And our Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Madam Dr. Swati Muzumdar, has always been encouraging us to take up new challenges and motivate the students to innovate and get into entrepreneurship. And this is her inspiration which has led us finally to take it up. Now I request Dr. Siddharth Shimpi, who is the National Innovation and Entrepreneurship Policy in charge for our Institute Innovation Council, to take it up and explain all of us, enlighten all of us about the innovation and startup policy of SSPU. Over to you, Siddharth, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Before I'll begin with the presentation and the discussion of startup and innovation policy for SSPU, may I request everybody to switch on your videos so that we'll have the picture, the really virtual picture with VC sir for his kind address to start with this particular program. So may I request, right. So Lakan sir, can you please capture this moment? Right. Okay, thank you. So now I'll start with the presentation of this innovation and startup policy of SSPU. I will not take much time. We are going to upload this policy on our website also. So you will get time to go through it in detail. Okay. To start with, let me tell you what this policy talks about. So basically, here we are here to address the need of inculcation of innovation and entrepreneurship culture in SSP. And this is not only for the engineering department, of any particular department. So, but this policy is for all schools and the all programs within the university. So this policy is focusing on the guiding all schools programs within the SSPU in implementing Startup Action Plan of Government of India. So as rightly said by VC sir, the government has certain vision as far as education is concerned and the entrepreneurship culture in India is concerned. So our policy also falls in line with the government vision. So this policy is formulated in accordance with the guidelines provided by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India under National Innovation and Startup Policy 2019 for students and faculty. So what are the purposes? The main purpose is to support the student, faculty and staff to participate in innovation and entrepreneurial related activities, thus encouraging students and faculty to consider startup and entrepreneurship as a career option. We all know that the majority of you have not joined the programs, just you are interested to do jobs in the industry, but many of you are interested to start your own venture. So we are there to support you, and this policy is like a commitment from our side. And another purpose behind this formulating policies to enable creation of robust innovation and startup ecosystem at university level. So we are the skill university, as rightly said by the Gauri madam, and we are liable for this kind of actions. Quickly talking about what types of projects we are interested to support here. So we are majorly looking for the projects which has the commercial potential. Right. So if at all you can come up with a product which you can market in the any given market, so we are ready to fund it for those kind of projects. Then the project innovation with significant societal impact. So they are the projects we are keen to support. Technological breakthrough. If anything new you want to come up with, invent, then we are ready to support you. Projects with technological objectives. Projects focusing on validating proof of concepts for a technology idea. Projects aiming at technology de-risking. Projects focusing on generating and providing the scientific data needed to demonstrate an idea. So there are the different types of projects we are ready to support. Also, let me tell you what we are not what we cannot support under startup and innovation activity. So anything like basic or exploratory project. So we have a parallel system to startup and innovation, which is research and development. So if at all possible, if your project falls under anything like exploratory projects, you may to reach out to research cell. Then academic research projects. So this is particularly for faculty and the students who are interested to take up any academic research in collaboration with faculty. Projects involving clinical trials, projects with late stage validation. So our basic objective is we want something to support which has commercial value. And we are not very keen to support where the validation will come in very later stage, right? So anything let's say 2 or 3 years down the line, if commercialization is possible, then those projects are welcome under innovation and startup section. Projects with no plans to convert ideas into sellable products. So they are the ideas we are not to have under this particular policy. Then projects with no elementary novelty. So any innovation if missing, then probably it may create the hurdle in terms of funding from our side. In project with serious ethical issues. We all know what ethical issues are, legal and ethical both. So obviously university cannot support such kind of causes. Talking about the project duration. So the funding will be maximum for the period of 24 months. Minimum it could be 12 months. But if at all you think you need any sort of extension in terms of research and development of the product, the permission may be granted, but again, in consensus with the higher authorities. So that's what again everybody needs to like take care of. Achha. What support apart from the financial support we are like give it to you? So first is obviously the financial support. So we can fund it anything like let's say up to 10 lakhs for any given project. Again, no royalty will be charged for supported funds. So until and unless you don't commercialize anything, we are not going to charge you anything against funding we are doing to your project. And the first fund disbursement will be milestone based and is released in 4 installments. So if any project is like, let's say if we are agreed to fund any project, then that particular funding will be released in 4 installments. Apart from financial support, we can give you mentoring and advisory support. So how you can come up with the product, how you can market your product, research and development kind of like support, we can give it to you. Referral support, if at all you want to get connect with the outside world than the university, any particular organization, let's say expert, then we are there to support you. Networking opportunities, maybe for research and development kind of activities, or maybe commercializing your product. IP related support and services. So we will help you to file IP kind of what am I say things with respect to your project and the innovation. Market research and feasibility study. We will also help you to understand whether it is possible to market your product or not. Maybe prior to your project or maybe after like you coming with your final product. We are also there to help you in terms of like giving our labs or skill centers for your research and innovation work. And we are also there to support you for administrative work, if any, like anything like let's say recruitment kind of things, anything like financial, maintaining accounts kind of things. So they are the supports we can provide to you. So this is again important. So who can apply for the funding? So first thing, obviously the students of SSPU. So it does not mean that you have to complete 1 year, you have 2 years with us. Even if you are the freshers, you can go and apply for this particular project. Staff, so they could be teaching staff or non-teaching staff of SSPU. Applicants as a citizen of India, let's say you don't have any other resource to get the funding for your project. Even if you are not the student of our university, if a staff of our university, still we can able to fund those kind of like people. And the company registered under Companies Act 1956. So it's not only individuals, but companies can also like approach us for funding purpose under Startup and Innovation Policy of SSPU. To get it funded, there is some application process which everybody needs to observe. So Startup and Innovation Cell of SSPU will issue a call, preferably online, at least twice a year. So we are thinking to get the calls on 1st of January and on 1st of August. Then the call for proposal will be open for 1.5 months, that is 45 days from the date of announcement. And you will be given the time to apply for this funding process. And the applicant needs to submit the physical application of proposal for the funding. No online or mail application shall be entertained. So we have also developed some forms. So you can actually use those forms for application purpose. We will make them available for your pursuit very soon. And applicants are advised to provide detailed information in their application to allow for an informed and fair review. So this is what application process everybody needs to observe here. Again, application does not mean we'll fund you. So there will be a selection process. So at the first step, proposal will be checked for eligibility and appropriateness. So there will be a few parameters for this. Again, there will be a subject experts, team of 3 or 4 faculty members and external members who will be reviewing the eligibility of the proposal. And based on the reviews and the recommendation, proposal will be shortlisted for further screening. So this is only the first step in screening. The second screening will be done by the technical experts. Again, team of 2 or 3 only external representatives, and the team of experts then further can take the decision maybe after like a minor presentation from the student side, FS staff side, who are interested to get funded under this particular plan. So there are the few criteria will be on what basis we'll be evaluating the proposal. So technical feasibility of the idea and the concept. So it has the 10% of weightage, novelty of an idea. So 15% potential impact, 15% commercialization strategy or marketing feasibility. So it has maximum weightage, that is the 20%. So our idea is commercialization of the product. Team and human resource. So who are the team members, how they can contribute, what are their skills. So it carries 5% of weightage. Project plan. So how your plan is, how you are like doing your scheduling, right? By what time you can give us the final result. So that will have 20% of weightage. Then the strategy is to overcome the barriers. So you only have to like think of the challenges which you may face during the entire project. And you also need to come up with the strategies for the same. And it will carry 5% of weightage. And break-even period. So maybe after commercialization, by what time you can expect the break even that will carry certain weightage, and this is 10% here. So there are the few highlights of our policy. Apart from that, there are few things like as far as after like getting the grants, you need to create a special account like where you'll be monitoring all the income and expenditure. Which is again the funds given by the SSPU. Again, you are allowed to like buy the equipment, have a manpower, recruit some human resource. You can pay them, right? You can also reach to some consultants. You can also outsource some services. You can also file for IP-related activities, contingencies. So they are the things allowed under this particular funding. Total funding will not be given to you until and unless project is completed. So 95% of funding you may receive like during your like project work, and 5% will be given to you after everything is completed. Meanwhile, you also need to go for auditing of statements. So whatever fundings you are receiving, you also need to audit like time to time. So we are recommending this auditing must take place twice a year. So maybe our own account departments, just external parties may help you with this auditing kind of activities. Legal, technical, financial, and ethical issues we must need to sort out before taking the projects, if any. Apart from that, if there are any licenses like needed, then also this cost can be shared mutually, or even like you as a applicant can go for like licensing kind of activities. As far as role of faculty is concerned in like entire like this project work, so it will be that they can be owner also, they can be direct promoter also, they can be mentor, or they can be consultant, or they can be onboard members for the startups taken by the students. So many times you will find that you may need the help from the faculty side, and faculty can do any of this like given what can I say given roles. Apart from that, even alumni can apply for like funding. So this is something interesting. We all know that many of the alumni are in the process of launching their business, or even a few of them are looking for some sort of funding. So we are there to help you. The only thing you need to approach us in the given time, and then probably you need to go through the scrutiny work. So particularly for faculty, if you are doing any present research work, please keep them separate from the startup and innovation activities. So probably we won't be into a position to like support this kind of activities at this particular moment. You can come through the research set for any such kind of fundings. There are like more norms for the faculties, which I will share with them through a separate mail, through a separate meeting. But like this is just the abstract of our policy. We are uploading the policy on our website. If students, if you have any question, any query, you can write to your like faculty. You can like get in touch with your directors, and probably they can get in touch with this team. So team members are Dr. Sanjeev Sonane, Director Mechatronics, Dr. Gauri Shurkar, so Director Architecture, Professor Ruchu Kutiala, faculty from BSc Beauty and Wellness, and Architecture Pujari, so faculty from Architecture. So you can reach to these people anytime. You can write to them, and we are there to help. So that's all from my side to start with. So this is not the last session. So we'll keep on like hosting the sessions for you. We will keep on the guiding you on how you can go with startup and innovation, right? So university is all yours. Faculties are there to support you, right? Management is there to support you. Now you have to come up with an idea, right? So that's all from my side, Gauri madam.
Yes.
So stage is all yours.
We have to click the photo again because there was some issue and
Okay, I have taken screenshots.
so you have that grid thing because Lakhan sir couldn't take it.
Okay.
Yes, Siddharth sir, Sagar sir, are you going to click or
yes,
Lakhan?
ma'am. I'll click all the photos. So everybody is requested to please switch on your camera. Participants, all the students.
And maybe also request Dr. Sanjeev Sonane and Professor Ruchu Kutiala to share their like views on startup and innovation policy. Sonane sir, please.
Yeah, good morning all. So as you know that the innovation and research are going to play a major role in every institute's progress, as well as we are thinking about the national education policy, which is also based upon the major contributions of the institutes in the field of innovation and research. IPR being an important factor which will distinguish the ranking of the various universities, and that's why it is an important factor. So I am very happy to be a part of this innovation cell, and we are trying to contribute in getting the number of activities done at a higher side. So you know different types of ranking, like Atal ranking is there, or at the international level QS ranking is there. So in every ranking process nowadays this particular factor is playing an important role. Even in NAC also we are having 250 points about for the research level activities. So to enhance the research, we need to take up this innovation related activities. In consultation with this, now we had funded the IIC, which is formed under the coordinatorship of Dr. Gauri Shurkar, and our Honorable Vice Chancellor has taken up the lead in funding some of the projects also. Like one of the mechatronics project is funded for Mr. Jeet Kanaskar. One automobile project is also funded. So to funding of about 40,000 for Jeet and about 30,000 for the other project. So this is the small initiative which we have already taken up in this direction, and we are encouraging students to take up more and more such activities in future. For IPR also, we had organized many sessions, and we wish that students should approach us in getting their talent to be registered under this IPR. So if you got the patent, then this process of making the project viable and commercialize will be very much easier. So I appeal all of you to note, to take some initiative in your ideas. You chalk out your ideas, put it on a paper and discuss with our committee. Definitely we will be there to help you in getting these ideas realizable. And as Shimpi sir has just explained, financial funding is there, administrative support is also there. So we are having good team where we can have the number of experts from outside agencies also. Like for IPR, we had organized the session of Dr. Devan, who is a leader in IPR related activities at Mumbai office. So we will definitely seek their help and definitely guide you regarding getting the things quite ahead. So many student, when I discuss about IPR with the student, many student has asked me like how we can go further for getting the concepts patented. So patent means it does not depend upon only the final product which can be patented. It may be an algorithm, it may be a small program, it may be an conceptual idea which can also be patented. So don't wait to realize that particular product. Like you may have heard about the low cost ventilators which are there in COVID scenario. Many low cost ventilators has been designed and has been there in the market, but unless and until you patent the idea, the rights will not be protected. So that's why before commercialization, if you have any idea, put it on paper and think about that. We will help you to go for the prior art search to be done. And once the product is thorough through this prior art search, you will get an idea where your idea is standing. So with some modifications, you can go for patenting that idea also. So this is the process which every student has to follow. A student as well as faculties also has to follow. And of course, whatever projects you are doing, whatever small ideas you are implementing, try to publish a paper on it. This is the simplest way to get the details of the people, those who are working in the same domain. So if you wish to get a good team or good support from outside also, then you can publish a paper, and definitely the people with the similar kind of work which they are undertaking will come on a same platform and will try to contact you through your email and through your mobile, which is mentioned in the paper, and definitely you will get a good company to take your work ahead. So this is how you can start about this innovation and IPR related activities. We will be there to support you, and definitely we want that this number should increase every year. So this is our first year where we are targeting few activities, but definitely in upcoming years, we want that this number should increase and our students should get benefited and recognized at the national and international level. Thank you, Shimpi sir. Thank you for giving me time.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, Good morning, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm Professor Ruchu Kothyala. Thank you so much, sir, for giving this opportunity so that I can share some of the thoughts with the students. First of all, I think that we all are fortunate to be a part of a skill-based kind of education that is the need of the hour, outcome-based. And also, I am so happy that I could contribute in this innovation council, that is the startup policy. Everybody has a vision that after doing outcome-based education, we want to be a successful entrepreneur. But at the same time, skill-based education also gives a kind of responsibility, what you are giving back to the society. So when I say giving back to the society, that means how do you basically apply whatever the knowledge you have learned in the classroom, practically, joining all those dots. And that is how helping the society because of your knowledge and skill-based education. So this startup policy is basically for every teacher and also for every student, as sir and madam, they have already mentioned it. So come up with the idea. And not only that, with the idea, it is also very important, the execution plan. Be ready not only with plan 1, but also with plan B, or maybe with plan C also. Because idea is like a seed, but a plan means how to nurture it with water, with the sunlight, so that it is able to produce its own food. And the other is the protection of your plan. That's what we call as filing a patent. So once you are confident that this plan would be executed from your side, then putting it up and wisely selecting your team, that who are going to be your team members, taking the advice of your teachers and even with us, we as in the members, so that you can protect your idea. and doing the execution of it, you should be very sure that if this works, then what is the second thing that is going to work out? Because to nurture that seed, to nurture your plan, there could be so many ways, but the goal is that it is not only helpful for you, but also helpful for university as well as giving back to society as a major goal after being a successful entrepreneur as a part of outcome-based education. So best of luck to all of you. I'm really hopeful that all of us together would be really coming out with very best ideas, which would not only be executed, but also we can convert it into the research and file the patent as well as the research paper. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruchu ma'am, and thank you, Sonawne sir, for elaborating on different aspects of innovation and entrepreneurship. Here, I would like to also mention that we have a few innovation ambassadors who have undergone training by the Ministry of Education. And these people will also be very useful when it comes to mentoring, and the students can anytime approach all these members as well. So I'll just read out the names. It's myself, Dr. Gauri Shiurkar, Dr. Siddharth Shimpi, Dr. Archana Ainapure, Dr. Sonawne sir, then Lohar sir, then architect Manisha Wagh, then Poonam Nakate madam, Roshan Bhagat sir, Dr. Ruby Jain ma'am, Dr. Vaijayanti Deshpande. So all of us are innovation ambassadors, and you can anytime approach us when you have some ideas in your mind and you don't know how to elaborate these ideas. We'll be there to help you out. All of us are there, rather, all the faculty members, all of us are there to help you out. At this point of time, Siddharth sir, is there anything we need to discuss? Or
No, ma'am. Only 2 minutes left to end this meeting. So probably
yeah.
we'll host another.
Okay. So I'll just at this point of time, I would also like to thank a few people from the bottom of my heart. The first person is our Honorable Pro Chancellor, Madam Dr. Swati Mazumdar, for her constant motivation and guidance. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for his motivation and inspiration. Our Registrar, sir, for helping us out and extending his support whenever we need. Dr. Charudatta Pathak, because he initiated this startup policy last year, and which we have taken ahead. And of course, Dr. Siddharth Shimpi for developing this policy and taking it ahead. And thank you all the members of Institute Innovation Council and all the members of this startup policy, and also all the directors. And thank you all of you students for being there here today, and all the faculty members. This forum is for you all, and please utilize this forum. And we are also starting a web page called iic.sspu.ac.in soon, where all the information regarding Institute Innovation Council, the activities which we have conducted and which we will be conducting, will be uploaded on this web page. So please, you make it active. By next week, it will be live. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Have a great day. Stay safe and take care. Thank you.
Thank you.